Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another quick and easy After Effects tutorial. My name is Ben from Rook Films, and today, this is what we're going to be creating. Okay, so whenever you're ready, just go ahead and open up a new project. We'll go ahead and click on New Composition, and we'll rename this to Fly Through Tutorial. Go ahead and click OK. And then what we're going to do now is we're just going to bring in our project Fly Through folder. And we're just going to go ahead and look in the contents real quick. So all we have is a song, the lake view that's going to be our background, and then we have this swooshing sound effect, which really just makes the whole entire effect look a little bit more professional because you're giving some depth to the scene. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hit Control T to start this off. Just click anywhere and start typing your text. We will scale this up just a little bit. Go to our Align tab, maybe align it to the composition. That's looking good. Now what we'll do is we will make this a 3D layer because we're going to play with the 3D position of this in just a little bit. But first, I want to start adding some keyframes. So I'm going to keyframe the opacity. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click a keyframe. I'm going to set this to 1. Now the reason I'm not setting this to 0 is because if you have it set to 0, the stencil luma effect acts as if there's nothing actually here, and it won't do the effect the way you want it to. So I've set this to 1. I'm going to go ahead and move over to, let's say 5 seconds. Turn this up to 100. And then we're just going to move forward a little bit past the fade. And then I'm going to click P for position. I'm going to keyframe it here and move to 10 seconds. And then right now, I'm just going to play with the Z-axis. Now the Z-axis is this blue line right here. You see we have the Y and the X. So I'm just going to pull this towards me. Now you can either pull and drag like this, or you can just play with the last toggle right here. And the toggles make it easier because then you don't have to zoom out and keep pulling this away. So I'm just going to do this until I have the effect that I want. And right now, obviously, you can see that we're not really getting the effect we want because this F is really far away from our screen. So we'll also play with the X position, which is the first tab. Move this over, maybe scale this up again until we get the effect that we want. So that's looking good. We'll click U to bring up all of our keyframes. We'll select these. Right click, go to Keyframe Assistant, and then Ease Ease. We'll close this tab for now because we are done with this part of the composition. What we're gonna do next, we're gonna pre-compose this layer. Just name it text. Move all attributes into the new composition. Click OK. And the reason we're doing this is because for some reason you can't have a stencil luma or stencil alpha paired with a 3D layer at the same time. So by pre-composing, we kind of remove the 3D aspect to this because now it's just a layer. No matter what the effect is, this isn't a 3D layer. It's just the effect. So it's kind of removing that aspect, if that makes any sense. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my background, place it in the scene, turn it up. I'm just going to rename this to background. And right now, obviously, we're seeing that this is not the effect we want. So all we have to do is click on modes for our text, change this to stencil alpha. You can notice right away we see that our text is already wrapped around our layer. Now what I was saying earlier is if you were to switch this to a 3D layer, so you wouldn't get the same effect. So that's why we pre-composed. So now we have a 3D effect paired with a stencil alpha, which is looking really cool. And now this is basically the entire effect. You have it done. So all I did now is I paired this up with a little bit of music. Obviously, you guys can go back into the original composition and click U and then just move around these keyframes. I had to move around these keyframes a lot to get it set up with the song to make it look more a little bit more cinematic. But that is the main effect. I also use this little sound wave effect. So I kind of put it to where I think I would get this effect. So see how this looks. Ooh, that was pretty well timed. So yeah, you guys can kind of play with these things. I'm sure you guys can find these sound effects pretty much anywhere. But yeah, we have the nice fade. Starts zooming in, and then we have our layer. And it's really cool when you pair this with some background music. That's what I've known, or that's what I've figured out through the course of this tutorial. But anyways, guys, that is the tutorial. I hope you guys liked this. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more animations and After Effects content. Once again, I am Ben Baker from Rook Films. I will see you guys in the next one.